So why doesn't Black history teach us that Martin Luther King said he regretted integrating his people into the Democratic Party?
You know, the last thing Dr. King said to me before he was murdered was in my home when we were sitting planning strategy for the Poor People's Campaign, which was on the horizon of politics of the day. And in the course of that meeting, he seemed distracted and a little under focus. And when we asked him what was the matter, Martin said, you know, I've been thinking long and hard about our struggle. The culmination of all that effort will be reflected in what we've come to call the integration movement. And I said we are deeply concerned, but I suspect we're leading our nation on an integration trip that has us integrating into a burning house. I don't think we quite understood how pathetic that remark was. It has certainly come to reveal itself for us. When we look at the condition in which we find not only our world, but in particular our nation. We have a lot of wreckages around this country. And perhaps the most distracting, perhaps the most important wreckage to take a look at is really the wreckage of the Democratic Party. I've been a Democrat all my life, but the Democratic Party was not always our friend. As a matter of fact, a lot of what we had to struggle against was in the possession of the power of Democrats who came from the South. It seems to me that there will be no loftier statements and no greater speeches to be made than have already been made. Certainly Abraham Lincoln, Frederick Douglass, Fannie Lou Hamer down in Atlantic City when she challenged with the Freedom Mississippi Democratic Party. There are a lot of people who made speeches that are as eloquent as will ever be written. And we listen to a lot of redundancy. A lot of people who carefully selected phrases and applied them to the moment. What it means us is a bankruptcy of the action itself. There's poverty that our country is witnessing has never gone away. Most of the politicians I know of have visited these places of poverty. They commit a visit when they're running for the highest office in this nation, to go into the heart of our pain, our anguish, our indignities, and make promises, only to walk into the places of power and then deny us. I guess part of the reason I'm here is to really look through the ravages of the Democratic Party and see if anything is really oneself. Of course, when Dr. King said we're integrated into a burning house, we said, well, what do we do about it? He said, well, it's going to have to go out and become firemen. Well, maybe that's what my humble task is. Find the truck, get the hose, and know where to turn it on.
This is Harry Belafonte, one of Martin Luther King's best friends and a major financier of the Civil Rights Movement. Now throughout history, a lot of people have tried to accredit Martin Luther King's statement as if he was speaking in regards to America or the political system in general, but he wasn't. The man who he was speaking to, Harry Belafonte, made it clear that Martin Luther King was talking about the Democratic Party.
See ya.
Many people have no idea that before Martin Luther King, Black Americans never identified as Democrats. We were always Republican. The first Black Americans to ever serve in Congress, Republican. Frederick Douglass, Republican. Harriet Tubman, Republican. Booker T. Washington, Republican. W.E.B. Du Bois, Republican. Even Martin Luther King Sr. was a lifelong Republican.
Hey, baby, what you
It
doing?
wasn't until the Martin Luther King jail incident that he realigned himself with the Democratic Party. And I think sometime after, he realized we made a mistake. Most Black Americans have no idea about the true history of our political realignment from Republicans to Democrats. And most of the time when the story is told, it's oversimplified or just misconstrued. This is why I wrote my book, How the Democrats Won the Blacks from Physical to Mental Slavery, to give the true accounts of history, the origins of both political parties, and the real events that took place that caused Black Americans to realign from being lifelong Republicans to Democrats, all backed up by historical documentation and government reports. If you want to learn the true history we were never taught in school, the book is available for order right now on Amazon. The link is in my bio, or just comment the word book, and I'll send the link right to your email. As always, God bless, protect, and keep.